Hey YouTube, Joe's Two Car Garage. Um, Not really working on the bird today. We're going to try to address the garage. Maybe get this place a little cleaned up so that I can start working on it again. I've run into a bit of a snag. I did finally get the hatch. Let's talk about that first. I did get the hatch back. It's silver, and that's about the best thing that I can say for it. There's some stuff on it that didn't get addressed, that I didn't see, that he didn't see, whatever. But the color's off a little bit, so I'm not crazy about that. There's either some scratches or cracking in it right here. I don't think this camera will pick it up, but there you go. I think that might be a surface crack, or excuse me. I don't know, whatever. But it's on the car. It's silver inside and out, so I'm not going to sweat that. It's close enough for now. Let's see. The issue that I'm having at this point with getting back on it, I need to paint the epoxy that was put underneath the epoxy primer after the sandblasting. Now, on the driver's side, pretty much the whole pan from tail pan all the way to the front rail was done. Front frame rail. Man, I keep Elmer fudding that. The frame rail on the driver's side under the hood, all the way up to the shock tower, was all sandblasted and epoxy coated. It made a mess of a few things up there that I'm going to have to fix. All the paint on the frame has to be redone. He didn't drop the subframe in the front to sandblast it. I don't blame him. I wouldn't have done it either. But that means all that black paint's got to be redone up there. And then the epoxy primer has to be top coated, or it's just going to rust. And well, I don't really want that to happen, so I got to come up with a plan. Originally, I was going to get single stage put into spray cans, and 4 or 5 cans I thought would be enough to at least get the back end squared away so that I could put things back in place. Back in the day when I did that the last time, 20 years ago or whatever, a can of single stage was $15. But that was back in the day when spray cans of paint were $2.50, $3. Today, I called him a week ago. Probably should have done that before I had the sandblasting done. That's $60 a can. So yeah, that's not going to happen. After I make this video, I'm going to go to Harbor Freight and look at spray guns, because I just need a cheap spray gun. I'm going to buy a cheap spray gun and a borrowed compressor and go underneath it and just shoot some kind of a light gray, at least on the floor pan section and up into the front. And then maybe later on I'll look at body color under the hood to dress that area up a little bit. Maybe I'll do it before. I gotta stop touching it. I'm actually scratching it up with my hands. Maybe I'll do the paint work before I get the motor in. But that's where we're at. I did start putting the interior back in, thinking that I was going to be okay, and then I started looking at things underneath and realized that the shocks come up through the floor. So I got to be able to get the carpeting to roll back before I can do that. So I had to stop again. I've just had to face the fact that I have to paint it underneath before I can put everything back in. And I still got to work out the fuel system. I've been purchasing things here and there for the car, so we're making progress, at least in the parts procurement. I did get my fuel tank straps finally. I took those back over to FNG Blasting, and he just threw them in the blast cabinet for me and hit them. And I went ahead and shot them with that not caliper paint, that chassis paint that I found at Harbor Freight. There it is. Chassis and grill paint. Right there. Seems to work pretty good. Seems to stick real good to bare metal. The question is it going to seal it? That's the big question. But, well, I guess I'm going to find out. So as far as the underside goes, for the last couple of weeks, I've been debating on what I should do. Should I buy a gun and get a compressor and spray it just to get it done? Or I actually at one point was going to do the professional grade Rust-Oleum and just go under there with a roller and roll it and put 2 or 3 coats on it and call it a day. But then I realized that later on, if I decide I want to do it right, then I got to pull all that off there somehow. And yeah, that was going to be another whole dismantle the car and sandblast and everything. So we scrapped that idea in favor of doing it the right way. So I'm going to pause you, and I'll take you inside and show you the parts that I got right now. So I'll be back in a second. Anyway, here we are. These are my new headers. These are the inch and 7/8 primary tube Speed Engineering headers off of eBay. They cost around $300. They're stainless steel. I have a set of the 1 3/4 on my Camaro, and I love them. They're fantastic. The only issue that I had was with this header in the 1 3/4 size. If you look straight down that pipe on the 1 3/4, they have this kicked up. So I had to slice it here, or slice it this way and take a wedge out and re-weld it to get it off the floorboards. But I took a chance on them again, and this one doesn't look like it's angled up quite so much as the other one, so I think these are going to work out great. They're cheap. I'm sorry, they're inexpensive. And I'm just happy as a pig in poo that I got them. This cover here is a LS2 cover for the motor. Because in this box here, this is not a Speed Pro cam, it's just the box. That's an LS7 camshaft from a Z06. I got that from a buddy of mine, Ken C. Those are the yellow beehive springs in this box, and that is the fuel. This is the fuel filter, a Corvette fuel filter with regulator built into it. I got this on eBay for like $22. It was a pretty darn good deal. Usually, some guys are asking $100 for these things. It's insane. But I got this at from a Ford dealer for $22 shipped. So there you go. I got a timing chain set, the LS2 timing chain set coming that I need to run with this cam. Excuse me. This is the this whole thing in the front here is the camshaft sensor, and the it needs that sensor to tell the motor, where the timing is, so that it can fire the proper coil at the proper time. The LS2 moved it to the front. The LS1, which is in my Camaro, and which is the way the truck motor, the 5.3, is configured, the cam sensor goes down the top of the block in the back and goes down to the cam. So this is the new-ish style. I think they changed it again later on, but I need this in order to get signal to my computer. So this is going to be crucial in getting mine to run. So we're getting closer on that. I've got a plan for the heads. Still, at this point, I think I'm going to go with the 706 heads and just port them. I've been doing some research on the best way to do it. I've got a couple of messages out to a few people that have porting videos up on YouTube. I got a few questions, because some guys do it one way, some guys do it another. I got to kind of try and weed through the best of them, and I'm sure I'll make a video of that when I get to that point. So there's your update. Today is the day after Christmas, and that's where we're at. So anyway, YouTube, hopefully I'll be back to work on this shortly, and we'll be getting some stuff done pretty soon, I hope. Thanks for watching.